The old days of the old NBA, by the way. And the new era in the NBA has already started. Do you miss those old days, people? I know I do.
Philadelphia and the sector as CBS Sports presents Game 2 of the NBA World Championship. Our championship setting, the Spectrum in Philadelphia.
Good evening, everybody.
The Los Angeles Lakers against the Philadelphia 76ers.
And a good evening to all of you tonight, watching out there in YouTube land. And a good evening to all of you watching out there in YouTube land. It is Scott Manning for a special Scott Manning YouTube Sports NBA playoff wrap-up. I want to thank all of my loyal viewers for being with me. It is 1 o'clock in the morning here in the eastern part of the United States. I got a couple of games that just wrapped up. The NBA Western Conference Finals are now set. I can say that for sure. But we're going to get a 2-for-1 deal over the weekend. 2 Game 7s for the price of 1. And I am looking so forward to this. I'm looking forward to it. And this is a boost that the NBA really needs badly. And what a week, and 2 games tonight. It was something special. Well, I'm not going to waste any more time getting into it. Let's get this wrap-up underway. The Philadelphia 76ers forced a Game 7 tonight over the Atlanta Hawks after a 104-99 victory. Tobias Harris, the star of the game, 24 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. Seth Curry, what a time for him to step up. 24 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. A big night for him. Joel Embiid, he was like the next big thing. 22 points, 13 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 blocks. And Tyrese Maxey, give him credit off the bench. 16 points, 7 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, 1 block. A big night for him. For the Atlanta Hawks, it was the Trae Young show. But once again, it was not enough. The 76ers won because they had a team effort. But listen to this for the Atlanta Hawks. Trae Young, 34 points, 5 rebounds, 12 assists, 3 steals. Kevin Huerter, 17 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. Clint Capella, a double-double for him, 3 double-doubles in this game. 14 points, 11 rebounds, 1 assist. And Daniele Gallinari, 16 points, and that was it for him. Now, what in the world happened in this game tonight between the 76ers and the Hawks? Well, let's think about this. The 76ers had to come from behind to get the job done. They won the ball game despite the fact that Trae Young had 34 points. And I'm going to tell you something right now. The Hawks, they looked bad right from the get-go. To be quite honest with you, I am shocked. I was thinking, I had a feeling that the 76ers could win this game, but the Hawks on their home court could have got the job done. They failed, and now all of a sudden, that's how I feel right now. But let's think about this. The Hawks were minus Bongo Bjankovic. He left the game in the fourth quarter with right knee soreness, and he did not return. Trae Young for the Hawks, 13 of 30 from the field, 5 of 10 from three-point land. And as far as Trae Young going 5 for 10 from beyond the arc, the rest of the team, if you think about it, they were a combined 5 for 21 from beyond the arc. And you know what? Now, the 76ers went on a little bit of a shooting barrage. Seth Curry, 6 of 9 from beyond the arc himself in this game. He was 8 of 14 from the field. Tobias Harris, he was 9 of 20 from the field tonight. And Joel Embiid was 9 of 24. That is how the Philadelphia 76ers forced a Game 7 on Sunday night against the Atlanta Hawks. That's all there is to it. The 76ers got the job done. We will have 2 Game 7s over the weekend. And I'll get to the other one here in just a minute. But you know something? The way the Hawks got it done, the way the 76ers got it done, it was incredible. I mean, despite the fact that Trae Young scored 34, the Hawks were missing shots at the most crucial time in the ball game. I mean, Herter had a chance for a wide open three. He missed it. Capella, he had a chance for a couple of threes and he blew it. And Trae Young himself was thinking he needed support. He didn't get enough. Now, I grant you, Herter had 17 and Capella had 14. But still, you can see the frustration in Trae Young. And also in the ball game, Ben Simmons and Trae Young about had a scuffle that went behind the basket. Both players were assessed technical fouls. 76ers head coach Doc Rivers said, if my guys can force a Game 7, we forced it. Now we can get it. We beat the Hawks on their home floor. We'll see what happens on Sunday night. Game 7 between the Hawks and the 76ers will be at 8 o'clock Sunday night on TNT. And ladies and gentlemen, yes, I am going to be watching that game with so much interest, it'll make your head spin. Hawks 76ers, Harris, Curry, Embiid, and Massey off the bench got the job done despite the fact that Trae Young had 34. And that's all I can say right now about this victory. Now, the NBA Western Conference Finals have been set. For the first time in franchise history, the Los Angeles Clippers are finding themselves in the NBA West Finals for the first time in the first time in franchise history. And also, too, you want to buy some stock in the Clippers? You better do it now. I love having the sound machine. But anyway, the Los Angeles Clippers beat the Utah Jazz tonight 131-119. Terrence Mann, he had 39 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals. A huge night for him, and I'm going to talk about Terrence Mann a little bit more here in a minute. Paul George, he had 28 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists, 3 steals tonight in a big victory. Reggie Jackson, 27 points, 3 rebounds, 10 assists, and 3 steals tonight. Nicholas Batum, 16 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, 3 huge blocks. He was the blocker of the show. And Patrick Beverley, off the bench, he was huge. 12 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals, 1 block. Jackson, Batum, and Beverley were the 3 stealers of the show, if you get my drift, along with Paul George and Terrence Mann. I didn't forget about him. But for the Utah Jazz, Donovan Mitchell, 39 points, 9 rebounds, 9 assists, 1 steal. The Clippers beat the Jazz despite Donovan Mitchell having 39. Royce O'Neal, 21 points, 10 rebounds, 1 assist. A double-double for him. Bogdan Bogdanović, 14 points, 4 rebounds. Rudy Gobert, 12 points, 10 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals. Jordan Clarkson, off the bench, by the way. 21 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal of the ball. What happened in this ball game? What happened? Let's see. Let's think about this for a minute. The Clippers rallied being down 25. They were down by 25 at the end of the first half. Terrence Mann, he scored 39 points. In the first 6 games of this series, Terrence Mann had a combined 25 points. He stepped up to the plate tonight, and I'm going to give him some love.
House of pleasure.
And also, too, in the third quarter, the LA Clippers went on a 17-0 run. And by the way, did I also mention that the Clippers had 81 total points in the second half? Well, I just did now. It is hard to believe that the Los Angeles Clippers got the job done. They scored 81 points in the second half. You had Terrence Mann going on a shooting barrage, which we have not seen in the first 6 games. But what happened in the second half with the Utah Jazz? The Utah Jazz, they only scored 47 points in the second half. They went 15 to 39 from the field for only 39%. They were only a combined 9 for 25 from beyond the arc from three-point land. And the Jazz have also fell to 1-9. They now have a 1-9 record when trailing 3-2 in a conference series in the NBA playoffs. Think about that. At the Utah Jazz glory days of not having Karl Malone, those days are over. If you're looking for Karl Malone or even some of the players from the old Jazz to come out of retirement, Utah fans, forget it. And as far as the Jazz go, all I got to say is this. The thing that happened tonight between the Clippers and the Jazz, you saw the best. You saw an unexpected star of the game in Terrence Mann. 39 points. He'd only had 25 in the first 6 games total. Think about this, people. And to be quite honest with you, it's always an opportunity to see a great game like this. I mean, and at the end of the first half, I was ready to just turn this game off and watch something on Buzzard, watch an old game show on Buzzard TV for crying out loud. But then all of a sudden, when I started to see the Clippers come back, we knew it was going to be something special. And that's the truth of the matter. For them to get the job done was a victory in itself. It will be a Clippers-Suns NBA West Finals. It's going to be interesting to see what CP3 can do against what Chris Paul can do against guys like Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. If Leonard is a go, look out. If Leonard is a no-go, it's going to be bad. So here's the $64,000 question. Who wins the NBA West Finals? I'll give you my take on that Sunday night during my weekend wrap-up show. And I'm trying to be fair to everybody. All right. Now, if you guys thought I had forgotten about another series on Saturday, thought about the other series, Game 7 on Saturday night on TNT between the Milwaukee Bucks and the Brooklyn Nets, you're sadly mistaken. But here's some bad news for Nets fans everywhere. Kyrie Irving is going to be a no-go for Game 7 on Saturday night. I got the official word just about a couple of hours ago. Irving is a no-go. So the Brooklyn Nets, think about their Game 6 lineup on Thursday night. Let's think about this. The Clippers had Durant, Harden, Harris, Griffin, and Green. Totally unexpected. But this is why Milwaukee managed to force a Game 7. Think about what the Milwaukee Bucks did back in Game 6. They shot 7 of 33. They were only 7-33 from beyond the arc, but they did go 26-4 on fast break points. And Chris Middleton was 5 of 6 from beyond the arc, while everybody else was 2 for 25. But while I'm here, you know what? I'm going to do a recap. Giannis Antetokounmpo, back in Game 6, he had 30 points, 17 rebounds, 3 assists. He had a double-double in the game. Chris Middleton, he was the star of Game 6. 38 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, 5 steals. Give him some love. Give him some love. I hit the wrong one. My apologies. But Drew Holiday, don't forget about him. 21 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, 4 steals. You want to talk about the 2 stealers of the show, it would be Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday. So if you want to do some buying in stock, I would do this. Buy. The 2 stealers of the show for the Milwaukee Bucks. And I will buy stock on those 2 any day of the week. But for the Brooklyn Nets, I'll give credit where credit's due. Kevin Durant, he had 32 points, 11 rebounds, 3 assists. Blake Griffin, 12 points, 6 rebounds, 2 steals, 1 block. James Harden, 16 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists, 4 steals. With Kyrie out of the game tomorrow night, is it advantage Milwaukee? Is it advantage Milwaukee? I would say yes. You got Giannis Antetokounmpo and you got Chris Middleton. They can get the job done. Drew Holiday, don't forget about him either. So, whatever happens in Game 7 tonight, tomorrow night, and Sunday night, the NBA East Finals will be set. And what an interesting NBA playoffs it has been so far. I saw the Phoenix Suns sweep the Los Angeles Lakers. I was happy to see that. Let me take that back. I was happy to see the Suns beat the Lakers in the first round and send LeBron James home, crying like a little baby that he is. I used to have a lot of respect for LeBron, but now here lately he's been acting like a total jerk. I'm sorry, Cleveland fans. Yes, I know he brought home an NBA World Championship to the city of Cleveland. I will respect him for that, but the way he's been acting since he's moved to LA, it's almost sickening. And also, too, I've seen the Suns sweep the Denver Nuggets, or should I say the Denver Trainwrecks. And I'll give you, this is how Denver looked in the playoffs. That was just against the Phoenix Suns. Think about that, people. And now, seeing the Los Angeles Clippers beat the Dallas Mavericks and to see the Los Angeles Clippers knocked off the number 1 seed Utah Jazz and send the Jazz home earlier than expected, everybody was going to think it was going to be a Utah-Phoenix series in the NBA West Finals. Wrong. So, as far as the NBA West goes, do you consider Utah the favorite, or do you consider LA, or do you consider the Clippers a favorite? Oh, let me back up. I'm getting ahead of myself here, and I apologize. This is kind of impromptu. So, let me ask one more time. Do you consider the Phoenix Suns the odds-on favorite to win the NBA West, or do you give that to the LA Clippers? For me, right now, it's a 50-50 toss-up, and I'll tell you why. Yes, the Clippers have CP3 and DeAndre Ayton and the others, but if you think about what happened tonight in Game 6 and what the Clippers managed to do to the Utah Jazz, I mean, you got guys that step up to the plate. You got Terrence Mann, 39. Paul George, he had 28. But the question is, what about Kawhi Leonard? Will he be a go in Game 1 of the NBA West Finals, which I think is probably going to be on Monday night? We don't know for sure. So right now in the NBA West, I call it a 50-50 toss-up. Yes, the Suns have had a chance to sit back and wait while the LAC and Utah played it out. So that's how I feel on the NBA West Finals right now. But we still have 2 Game 7s. What are my feelings about Game 7 Saturday night between the Nets and the Bucks? Now, here's the deal. I look at it like this. If Giannis can step up like he did in Game 6 and have the support from Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday, give it to Milwaukee. But if Kevin Durant goes and does what he did in Game 5 when he scored 49 points, 17 rebounds, 10 assists, the Nets have a chance. But he doesn't. Now, here's the deal. Kevin Durant does have James Harden, but he will be minus Kyrie Irving. Keep that in mind for Game 7. We'll see what happens. But right now, slight advantage, Milwaukee. Because of the big man. And you know who I'm talking about. And what about the Game 7 between the 76ers and the Atlanta Hawks? After what I saw in Game 6 tonight, after what Seth Curry and Tobias Harris and Joel Embiid managed to do, I've got to go with the 76ers in Game 7. Because if you stop and think about it, what happened in Game 6? Trae Young was 5 of 10 from beyond the arc. Everybody else was 5 for 21. Trae Young was 13 of 30 from the field. And I mean, you got Seth Curry, 8 of 14 from the floor. Harris, 9 of 20 from the floor. Embiid, 9 of 24 from the floor. So for Game 7, I'm going to go with the 76ers over the Hawks because the 76ers showed me a lot tonight. They stopped Trae Young, despite the fact he had 34 points. And that's just my feeling on this night. And I just want to let you guys know, thank you for taking this time with me here this evening. I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I want to thank you guys so much for being with me. This was just a quick NBA wrap-up for tonight and a look ahead to both Game 7s into the NBA West Finals. Thank you guys so much for being with me. You guys have a great night, and God bless. Good night, everybody, and I thank you.